Welcome to Sports on the Hill podcast. Hashtag DC Sports Without the Politics with Carol and Robbie on True Radio Network. Thank you, gentlemen.
Patrick Corbin will try and do so today, and he's been better his last two starts. Swing and a miss. Good fastball by Corbin off the outside edge. Slider down and in, and he went too far. That was a good tight slider there from Patrick Corbin, and he has strikeout number 2.
He threw the absolute heck out of this one.
Corbin winds and delivers. Fastball in there. Strike 3 call. Belt high, caught the outside corner. Friedel rung up.
Swing and a miss. Patrick Corbin has put up back-to-back zeros, and he goes 1-2-3.
Now the wind in the delivery. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a slider. So Corbin has a 1-2-3 inning. That is strikeout number 5.
Right side and through. Past the diving Lopez. In to score is Meneses. Coming home is Nelson Cruz, and he's out at the plate. Another good defensive play by the Reds. Throw home by Friedel, tag applied by Romine. But the Nats tie the game here in the 4th. Vargas to left. This one's got the distance, and Ildemaro Vargas keeps swinging a hot bat. His second home run this week. His 3rd as a National. Ildemaro Vargas has been a force in the Nationals lineup these last couple weeks.
Down and in sinker. Drop the head on it. Someone asked Ildemaro what he's looking at. 101 off the bat. Good carry. Oh, that's a nice hug.
That's right, people. CP3 is back. I don't know what happened to my original feed. I realized I was talking to myself for about 10 minutes there. Hopefully my feed stays up. I mentioned I was having some technical difficulties a little while ago, and it reared their ugly head again. So I'm going to start all over again because I don't know how much got recorded because I just deleted the feeds. I'm coming back at you. Sports on the Hill podcast, episode 279, recapping the Nationals week that was. They went 2-3. We're recapping the Commanders' loss 17-15 to the Ravens at the end of to end the preseason, and have a pre-cutdown day tomorrow. The teams have to get cut down from 80 to 53, and I was going to talk about it later, but since I'm restarting the show, I guess I might as well talk about it now. We all heard of that Brian, unfortunately, the 3rd round pick, rookie Brian Robertson Jr., unfortunately was attempted to get either robbed or carjacked in the city. It said it was, I think they thought it was by Ben's Chili Bowl or somewhere in that area. I can't remember what the exact reports were. I saw when it came out, there was a lot of confusion on what was going on. But apparently he was sustained multiple gunshot wounds. Fortunately, they were non-life threatening. He had surgery today. He actually tweeted out a picture, said surgery went well. Coach actually sent out a message that he asked him to let everybody know he was doing well. He was recovering. He appreciate all of the well wishes and kind words that folks have sent him via social media. And Coach said it's definitely he should be available to play this season at some point. Not putting the timetable on it, but he definitely should be back on the field this season. So prayers to him and his family. He said his mother and father was up here in the hospital with him, and hopefully he have a speedy recovery. Football is secondary to this, but yeah, the violence. I spoke about it last night on the show. I'm not really going to get too much into it on this show, but yeah, it's just crazy. But fortunately, it's a happy. Well, I'm gonna say happy ending, but a pleasant ending to this story so far. That he's healthy, he had surgery, and he's in good spirits, and look like he's going to be okay. So hopefully he'll be get back to it in the football field once he gets cleared and everything. And the coach said they're going to determine if it's going to put him on the non-football injured list. If once they get word from the doctor, he still have another 2 weeks till the season starts. So we'll see how things go. But let's go ahead and jump into baseball and get through the bad and the ugly, and we're getting to the good of the upcoming football season. Yeah, like I said, I was talking to myself for about 15 minutes, I guess. Nats went 2-3 last week. They split 2 with Seattle and won 1 out of 3 versus the Reds. I'm gonna run through it real quick because I just went through it a little while ago, just talking to myself. The Nats are currently sitting 43-85. They were 4-6 in their last 10. As mentioned, they split against Seattle, who has been above 500 team playing some quality ball. So at least they didn't get swept. They earned the split. First game was a 4-2 loss. Unfortunately, they were no hitting up until the 7th inning. They were already down 2-0, and they were able to muster 2 runs late to make the game look respectable. But it was a 4-2 loss. Robbie Ray earned his 10th victory of the year. That put him at 10-8. He went 6 2/3, giving up 2 hits, 1 run, 7 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Eric Fetty dropped this one. That puts him at 5-8. He went 5 innings, giving up 3 hits, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Paul Sewald earned his 16th save of the season. He went an inning, giving up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 strikeout, and no walks. On top of the seventh, Joey Meneses broke up the no-hitter with a solo home run. And in the top of the 9th, Lane Thomas, I said Logan Thomas on the other show, I'm glad I had to redo. Lane Thomas had an RBI single on the top of the 9th, and the Nats are trying to come back and, possibly tie the game, but too little too late. Nats lose the game 4-2. The second game of the series earned the split. Nats won that game 3-1. This was actually a well-played game by the Nats, well-pitched game by the Nats, because that's been one of the issues this year with the team has been inconsistent pitching from the starters and the bullpen, inconsistent hitting, lack of scoring. We know what it is. We've seen it all year. Like I said, 85 losses. We know what the problem is pretty much. This game, Kyle Finnegan earned his 5th victory of the season. I put him at 5-2. He went an inning and a third, giving up 1 hit, no runs with a strikeout and 1 walk. Paul Sewald took the loss. That dropped him to 3-4. He went 1 inning, giving up 1 hit, 2 runs with 1 strikeout and a walk. The top of the first, Nelson Cruz got an RBI single to give the Nats a 1-0 lead. They held that lead all the way until the 8th inning when, unfortunately, Seattle was able to get a solo home run of their own. Get a solo home run to tie the game at 1. I was thinking, oh boy, this is going to be not going to look good because we've seen this happen before with the Nats. And fortunately, if you watched the video before that I had streamed before the show, Damaro Vargas, I got it right, had a game-winning 2-run home run in the top of the 9th to give the Nats a 3-1 lead, and Finnegan was able to lock it down to earn the victory. And Paul Sewald took the loss, which dropped him to 3-4. As I said, he went 1 inning, 1 hits, 2 runs, a strikeout and a walk. Earned the split. Headed to coming back home, to face Cincinnati for a 3-game set this past weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This first game was the major league debut of Cade Cavalli, one of the top pitching prospects in the organization. Unfortunately, he didn't have the best luck in his first game. He went 4 in the third, gave up 6 hits, 7 runs, 6 strikeouts, and 2 walks. That puts him in 0-1. Obviously, would have been his major league debut. Mike Minor earned his 3rd victory of the year. That puts him at 3-10. He went 7 innings, giving up 6 hits, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts, and no walks. Bottom of the 3rd, Luis Garcia had an RBI single. Bottom of the 6th, Luke Voigt had a solo home run. And the bottom of the 8th, Joey Meneses had an RBI single to account for the 3 runs for the Nats. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough because this whole series, they gave up runs in the first inning and ended up getting behind. And unfortunately, they've only been able to come from behind 1 time in this series. And unfortunately, they gave up the early lead in all 3 of the games. I was mentioning before about the winless streak of starting pitchers on our team. It's a major league record. They reached 43 last game of the series, which I'm about to break down after I break down the second game. They actually broke that streak. So, like I said, pitching has been the issue. Either we do get solid pitching and then the bullpen comes in and give up a lead, or our pitchers are giving up runs early. They settle in, but then the offense can't produce any runs, or their starter or the other team starter is locked in, and it's hard for the team to get offense going. So things that we aren't used to seeing from this team, but unfortunately we're seeing it. Second game of the series was a 6-2 loss. Let's make sure my feed's still up, that's all. Ian Gerbalt earned his first victory of the season, put him at 1-0. He went 2 innings, giving him no hits, no runs, with no strikeouts or walks. Paulo Espino took the loss. He went 5 1/3, giving up 7 hits, 3 runs with 4 strikeouts and no walks. Alexis Diaz, I guess it's Alex, because it's Spanish, but it's an I in there, so it looked like Alexis, but I'm going to say Alex Diaz, earned his 6th save of the season for Cincinnati. He went 1 1/3, giving up no runs, no hits, with 2 strikeouts and a walk. Bottom of the second, Lane Thomas had a solo home run, and bottom of the 8th, Luke Voigt had an RBI single to account for both of the Nats' runs. As I said, it was a 6-2 loss. And the game yesterday, they were able to avoid the sweep and break the 43-game streak of winless starting pitchers. Finally, we haven't had a starting pitcher earn a victory in a game in 43 games. That's a long time. Major league record. Broke it. Patrick Corbin, loss leader in the majors with 17 losses, earned his 5th victory of the year. He went 6 innings, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs with 1 earned run. One of those runs earned 5 strikeouts and a walk. Nick Lodolo dropped to 3-5. He went 7 innings, giving up 5 hits, 3 runs with 5 strikeouts and a walk. And Kyle Finnegan earned his 8th save of the season, going 1 inning, giving up no hits, runs, had 1 strikeout and a walk. The bottom of the 4th, Nelson Cruz walked in a run to get the first run on the board for the Nats. Then Riley Adams had an RBI single. And Luke Voigt unfortunately got thrown out the plate. He had 1 run scored, and Voigt was trying to score, but a nice throw from the outfielder and got Voigt out. So instead of a 2-run RBI single, it was just a 1-run RBI single, which gave them the 2-run lead. Unfortunately, they gave the lead up, and gave the lead up the next inning. Excuse me. And Vargas, once again, comes through, hits a solo home run. His 3rd home run with the team, if you sort of footage I put up. 3rd home run with the team since he's been acquired. His 2nd game-winning home run. And the bullpen was able to go a whole 4 and 3 innings without giving up any runs to preserve the 3-2 lead. They were down 2-0, so a comeback victory, the game-winning home run, and the bullpen locked it down for 3 innings. So, like we say, the inconsistency, that's a well-played game, but we haven't seen a lot of those this season. Yeah, that's about it. Got that done right up quick. Okay. Upcoming schedule tonight, the Nats are off, but I'll be giving you live updates. They are home for Oakland for a 3-game set. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday and Wednesday are 7:05 starts, and Thursday is a 4 o'clock start. Then they head up to New York to face the Mets for a 3-game series. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday is a 7:10 start. Saturday is a 7:15 start, and Sunday is a 1:40 start. So the Nets, like I said, the season is coming up. Hopefully they can play spoiler to some of the NL East teams. We got some NL East matchups coming up with a lot of playoff implications on the line. So hopefully they can play spoiler and, get some people upset and win some games at the wrong time of the season for some teams when they need it to keep the playoff push going or try to get into the playoffs. Can't get into the playoffs, there's nothing better than playing spoiler, at least in my opinion. And on that note, I'm going to wrap up Nats Talk. Appreciate you guys checking us out. I'll chop that up and share it to the Nats groups for the abbreviated version that we just did. And I'm about to get to Commanders Talk, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and just play a quick little highlight video I put together of Sam Howell. He played the whole game starting at the quarterback position. He played very well, and he has some mistakes. He had some good things. He had some bad things. He took 5 sacks. It wasn't all on him. Line was the backup line, and was getting some pressure on him. But sometimes he held the ball too long and tried to make something happen when he did avoid the rush and should have just thrown it away or hit his check down, but he still took the sack. But I'll break that down more after I come back from this quick break and show the highlights.
Brandon Stevenson is running. He's really the outside 1/3 player. He has great vision.
First and 10 for Washington from the Commander 15. Powell across the middle, complete to the 35 and out to the 36-yard line. That is another Washington first. Powell sets in the shotgun as Patterson with him in the backfield. Under pressure, Howell throws a strike to the 30-yard line and all the way down to the 24 is De'Ami Brown.
You see right here with Brandon Stevens, he's playing on the inside shade. I would tell him, outside shade. I would tell him to play on the inside shade. So when they run that deep over, he's underneath that.
Powell pressured, he's going to have to run, and he will get the first down to the 44-yard line.
My bad if he was watching. I put the wrong video up. It would have been a bigger image. That's what happens when you're doing everything by yourself. Sometimes you put the wrong footage up. But as I was mentioning, back live for Commanders Talk. 0-3. The Commanders ended up finishing the preseason, which I'm not really upset about. Whatever the teams won the Super Bowl, they lost every game in preseason. So, excuse me. I don't look at losing every game as a gloom and doom. It's how they lost the games. In this game, I can honestly say I felt like even though the majority of the backups, except for a few like 4 starters for maybe 10 snaps, we saw a very entertaining game. We saw a game that the team didn't give up. They fought hard every time Baltimore answered. Whatever momentum the Commanders put up, they answered the back. And you have to remember, Baltimore has a 22 game, now 23 game preseason winning streak that they take a lot of pride in, and the Commanders definitely wanted to try to break that streak, and they had a chance to because they got a touchdown late, went for the 2-point conversion with like 4 minutes left, didn't get it, and still got the ball back with a chance to kick a field goal to win the game. And then that goes into one of my talking points with the field goal kicker missing that early field goal. That's the difference in the game actually, but I haven't get into that a little bit later on. But Sam Howell played a very, very quality game for a rookie. With a lot of poise, the ability to get away from the rush, and very hard to tackle. He looked like he was getting ready to go down for a sack a few more times, but he was able to elude the rush, get away, and sometimes he made the smart play. Broke the pocket, got the yards with his feet, or he hit his check down man. Sometimes he held the ball a little too long. That's what I felt like led to at least 3 of the 5 sacks that he got. 2 of them were just, boom, good pressure by the defense. But I feel like on a couple of those where he got away, he was looking to try to make something happen instead of just getting rid of the ball or hitting his check down man when it was there. But like I said, he's a rookie. He's learning. He's a quality quarterback, as I've said over and over again. To me, he's Heineke with an arm. He has the mobility. He has the hustle. He has the want. He has just the knowledge. Just has to polish some things, hone some things, and continue to develop and improve. And you never know, this guy might be a franchise quarterback in 3 or 4 years, depending on how things go with Carson Wentz. So you never know. You know how this team is with quarterbacks. It's always been something with the quarterbacks going back to the days in the 70s with Billy and Sonny competing for the job and kind of splitting the fan base of who they want to start their quarterback. And I should have mentioned also at the top of the show, or at least at the top of Commanders Talk, Sonny Jurgensen is getting his number 9 retired. No one ever will wear number 9 again in the Washington Commanders franchise. That'll be on week 18. last game of the season. The retirement ceremony at the stadium. So shout out to Sonny. I believe his birthday just passed also. So big shout out to Mr. Jurgensen. And he's one of my inspirations for getting on the airwaves and doing sports talk. So listening to him do commentary during the game. It's always a great commentary. Getting back to this game, as I said, it was a 17-15 loss. Sam Howell went 24 for 35, 280 yards with a touchdown, 62 yards rushing with a 107 quarterback rating. Jared Patterson led the running backs with 11 rushing, 47 yards with a 4.3-yard average. The wide receivers, that's going to be the X factor, I feel, for the offense, because Diami Brown, who did have 2 catches, 42 yards, he had two, possibly 3. I think the defender got his hand on one of those, but 3 drops. One of them that probably would have been a touchdown in the first half. I don't know if he's on the bubble or not. They said he's had a solid training camp. Said that he's been, playing pretty well in practice. Making some plays here and there. So, is he on the bubble with Dax Milne and Alex Erickson playing as well as they've been playing after him having those drops and with them playing the way they played in 3 games? I'm not sure if he's going to sleep too well tonight. I wonder if he's going to have a job tomorrow. But I'm thinking that they're going to keep him. It's only his second year. He's a 3rd-round pick. Sometimes it takes wide receivers, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 seasons for it to click for him in the NFL. I mentioned when they drafted him that he did have need to do some work on his route running and some of his footwork and setting up to get more separation in the NFL. College, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, but college is in the NFL, and you can get away with things in college that you're not going to get away with in the NFL. So he's going to have to continue to hone his craft and need to study Terry and study Dotson. Those guys are precise route runners, and no matter who's on them, they find a way to get separation. Now, they all have speed, but speed means nothing if you can't get separation from a defender and you can't set your routes up. And defenders, they study everything: your foot placement, how you run, how you everything, your stride. If you're if you're going to cut in, if you're going to cut out. They study everything. So if you don't perfect your craft and do your job correctly, they're going to pick you apart. And hopefully he can stick around this year, because we always can use speed and always can use playmakers, because he is definitely a playmaker. I mentioned Erickson and Milne. Erickson, both of them guys are punt returners. Both of those guys are kind of like possession return. They remind me of Wes Welker, Danny Amendola, mode. Not really the fastest, but they're quick. They got solid hands. You can put them anywhere on the field and they'll catch the ball. So, can you say that with Diami? But I'm hoping that they at least give him another shot this year and see, with Carson out there and somebody that can stretch the field and, get the ball downfield. We'll see how that pans out. I mentioned the kicker. A lot of folks are asking me earlier in the first 2 games when he had missed one. In each game, what do you think? Because we got rid of him. Remember, they brought in competition for him at the beginning of the training camp, and they cut him like 2 or 3 weeks in the training camp. So apparently they did have a competition. Slide one out. He did miss the field goal in the first quarter Saturday. That could have extended the lead. They should have been getting touchdowns, by the way, but I'll get into that a little bit later on. I had confidence in him last year before he got hurt, trying to, make a tackle on a return. But we're going to see. I know Coach not playing, and if he doesn't like what he sees, he will be bringing somebody in for competition that week after if he makes a mistake or, misses a kick that he feels that he should hit. That we needed him to hit. You don't have confidence in your kicker when you making these decisions at the end of the game, end of the half, end of the quarter. Got to get somebody in you have confidence in and say, if you get this job done, we get the ball down there, and you get us points to win the game or to cut the lead or to get some momentum going into the half. Those are very key times that you have to depend on your kicker, and you need to have faith that they're going to get the job done. Right now, after missing that kick, I know it was 49-yarder, but yeah, we need him to hit some of those in preseason and have gained confidence, especially coming off an injury. Let's see, whatever notes that I had. I already broke down how. I talked about Brown. I spoke about the wide receivers. The question is, are they going to carry 6 or 7 wide receivers? We've heard 6, but you never know. It's going to be interesting. It's all going to be a numbers game, as Coach said yesterday. They're all going to sit down, position coaches, and look at the numbers and see who has that's why they talk about position flexibility is so key, because you can get a player that can play more than one position and you're tight on, roster spots. That's going to be definitely going to be a key. I mean, you possibly sticking with him or going with someone that can only play one position, and then you're having to sacrifice 2 spots as opposed to you're gaining a spot because this person can play, say, guard and tackle. Excuse me, just like Sadiq Charles, I believe he's made himself very hard to cut, playing all 3 positions on the line: guard, tackle, and center. So Coach mentioned that the other day. Quarterbacks, I'm thinking they're going to go. I think they're going to keep Howes. I don't think he's going to clear waivers. He's not going to clear waivers. So I'm thinking they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks. He definitely showed that he belongs in the league, and he damn sure could be a starting quarterback, in my opinion, just from the sample size that I saw. And if he can grow with this team and go with this offense, then, anything's possible. Like I said, I would love for a 5th-round pick to end up being our franchise quarterback going further. So what happened with Tom Brady being a 6th-round pick? I'm not saying that's going to happen here, but hey, you don't have to be a 1st-round pick to be a top quarterback in this league. That's all I'm saying. 3rd down conversions, even though it was the backups, and we hadn't seen any 3-and-outs early in the games. We actually saw a couple of 3-and-outs this game, and the 3rd down conversions, actually, the numbers were kind of impressive on the offensive and defensive side from the numbers that we've normally seen. Like I said, there's the backups to the backups and guys looking to play, so it wasn't a starter, but that's something good to, they can hang their hat on to say that, we can get better at 3rd down conversions. We can do 3-and-outs. As a matter of fact, they went on offense, went 6 for 16, which isn't lights out, but we've seen worse. But defensively, they held them to 1 3rd down conversion on 8 attempts. So we haven't seen that in a long time, and it's good to see that at some point, even if it is preseason. There was no sacks on the defensive side. Granted, the Ravens did have mobile quarterbacks that were able to avoid the rush and get away from the rush. Del Rio once again wasn't really showing too much defensively, which I'm not mad at. I'm just hoping that during the regular season that he doesn't have that same philosophy, that he's going to be more aggressive and try to force the action and force the offense into making mistakes instead of trying to react off of whatever the offense is doing. I mentioned a couple of starters got reps. I know Jamin Davis was out there for about 9 to 10 snaps. He looked pretty good. He got a tackle for loss. He's running around, flying around. It was good to see him getting some reps. Looking like he's more secure, more sure in what he's doing out there. He's not overthinking. That's one of the things he said. He doesn't feel like he's overthinking anymore. He's reading and reacting, which is what you want, especially from an athletic, fast player. That's their gift. That's what makes them, that's what's put them in the league, their athleticism and their speed, sideline to sideline. But if you're thinking that split second of like you're not trusting what you're learning and trusting what you've seen on tape, and you take that split second of thinking, you're not in position, and boom, the whole defense looks bad because you were a step out of place because you had to think about something instead of reacting to what you saw and trusting your eyes. And that's what goes into it. A lot of folks talk about he's a bust and he's a wasted pick, and he should be ready to rock and roll as soon as he get on the field. He's a 1st-round pick. If you look at his history, you would already understand that was an unrealistic expectation, being he was a 1-year starter. They drafted him for his potential and what he could be. And if you look at the draft this year, They didn't do that. They did that one time with him last year, and the most of the guys were mostly 1, 2, sometimes 3-year starters. If you look at the guys this year they drafted, most of them were 3-year to 4-year starters. So now they're going from looking for potential to looking for a proven commodity that's done it in and year out for 3-4 years on a consistent basis. So you know what to expect. You just have to develop them in the NFL and show them how the game is faster in the NFL and it's more intricate because everybody's good on the field. It's not just a few players on the other side of the ball that might be good. You got to watch out for. You have to watch out for the whole team because the whole team is good because this is the NFL. The best players in the world play there. So it's definitely going to be a interesting season with this third place schedule. Cutdown day tomorrow, I believe it's 4 o'clock. It'll be official time that they have to have it down to 53. And going over the stats of this game real quick, finishing up. Washington had 22 first downs. Baltimore had 9. As I mentioned, Washington went 6 for 16 on third downs. Baltimore went 1 for 8. Washington went 2 for 3 on fourth. Baltimore didn't go for a fourth down conversion. Washington had 134 yards rushing. As I mentioned, Howell had 62 of that. Patterson had 47 of that. Baltimore only had 21 yards rushing. As I mentioned, the defense looked like the defense that we would want to see. Like I said, they were battling it out. They gave up a few big plays. That's what accounted for the Baltimore points. I think they gave up 3 plays over 40 yards. But like I said, it was the backups of the backups. Let's just say number 37, Neal. I don't think we have to worry about seeing number 37 on the field for us this year because, every time that they gave him the long receptions, he was a man in coverage. So I believe he was one of the USFL signings they signed late in training camp. So I'm guessing, they were just trying him out to see, and, camp body, who knows. But I know the Corn Elder had went out with a possible concussion protocol. So this might have been another body to get on the field just to see what he could do. But for the most part, they played a quality game on both sides of the ball. Passing yards, Washington had 254. Baltimore had 281. The real concern for me was the penalties. We had 10 penalties for 82. But as I mentioned, they're backups, but still, you should still have some type of consistency with that. But there's a lot of flux on the offensive line. 3 of the calls were on the center, number 61, who I put the post out there, him at 37, probably go ahead and write off their time here because they pretty much, to me, played themselves off the roster. They made their coaching decision a lot easier with the way they performed. Baltimore had 4 penalties for 32 yards, and this is what I like, the time of possession. This is what I want to see during the regular season. 39 minutes and 29 seconds for Washington, 20 minutes and 31 seconds for Baltimore. Normally, that the numbers that I just ran off normally are a recipe for victory. But unfortunately, as I mentioned, they had a few busted coverages that led to automatic points that accounted for 14 of the 17 points that they got. So every play matters, every play counts. It's not just the saying, it's the truth. But it was definitely even though it was a loss, it was a good way to end the preseason. Like I said, you saw the fight, you saw the hunger, you saw the want, you saw the want to win, you saw the players that fighting for pretty much their livelihood and pretty much fighting for their dream to play ball in the NFL. And Cutdown day tomorrow, some of their dreams might be over, but they might get picked up by someone else. They put some film on tape. Some play on tape for folks to look at. And, somebody else might see something that our team doesn't see or doesn't have the time to develop, or someone better in their position, like the tight end position. Samus Reyes, I don't know if you probably heard about that. It's been almost 2 weeks. He got hurt. They did an injury settlement and ended up releasing him. He was another prospect, tight end. Never played it down in college, but he was a good developmental story. They let him go because the players that they drafted and the players that we have are better than him, and they don't really see a reason to continue to put the time in developing him when they have a nice core of young tight ends already on the squad with size. They do, some of them have to improve on blocking because Reyes was, they say, one of the better, more aggressive blockers at tight end. But you got John Bates, you got Cole Turner who can learn. He's, a big guy. that just has to get better at run blocking. And, you got a lot of big targets for Carson Wentz going forward. Trying to think, anything else I want to touch on? With the Cutdown, I might do a pop-up show. I might be headed to the stadium tomorrow. Brian Arackle was having a meet and greet. The lady called me today, but I was in the middle of something. I got to call her back and see what's what. So stay tuned. I might be streaming live from FedEx Field tomorrow from the meet and greet with Brian Arackle, maybe get an interview, get an autograph, and see who else I could maybe run into up there. So I'll let y'all know. I'll go live if I do end up heading up there, and I'll call the lady back tomorrow. Make sure you check out the website, sportsothp.com, for all of our content. I think Robbie's been keeping the website pretty much up to date. I think he said he uploaded last week's show, the last couple of weeks' show last week. So it should be, I think it is, I think I checked it. Yeah, it is up to date. I'll be uploading the podcasting platforms, if not tonight, first thing tomorrow morning. Yeah, pretty much just continue to roll with us. Football season is right around the corner. I'm actually in here watching NFL Network. They're rebroadcasting the Seattle-Dallas game right now, which I don't really care about, but I'm feeling for some football right now. It's almost time. Let's make sure you check out At The Bar Radio, Sunday night, 6 o'clock. Streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Check it out at The Bar Radio or 151's page. Just Google At The Bar Radio podcast. It'll come up. YouTube, same thing. Follow my YouTube channel at Carol Porter III. That's with 3 eyes, not the number 3, because that's somebody else. All of my YouTube videos, highlight videos. I just started up a TikTok channel for short highlight videos I've been doing. That's CP3, 3 eyes _ sports OTHP on TikTok. Same on Twitter. I just changed my call sign on there. Still Tattoo Scorpio with CP3 _ sports OTHP for that one also. You can always just follow me on Facebook, Carol Porter III, 3 eyes. Same thing for Instagram, it's iCarol Porter. Just hashtag sports OTHP, hashtag CP3 with 3 eyes. It'll lead you to us. You'll find us. That's what we do. Be on the lookout. Got some things in the works. Making some connections, trying to set some things up. Like I said, hopefully I'll be at the stadium tomorrow. So working on some things. Hockey season's right around the corner. Stay tuned. I'm still working on possibly starting back up a daily morning show. Me on for probably maybe 30, 45 minutes, just doing a recap of some of the sports there was the night before that you might not have got a chance to catch. And just talking about sports in general. If anyone is looking to get into the podcasting game, feel free to hit me up, especially looking for females, trying to expand our viewership and listenership. We already have a few young ladies on the staff that like to do sports and podcasts. So if you're in the market or interested, feel free to hit me up on any of those social media platforms, because we definitely would love to have you on the squad. If you need some help, need some training, want something for your resume, hey, that's what we're here for. That's what we do. And as always, want to end the show. This is the same independent. I know y'all tired of seeing the same video. I keep on forgetting to get 151 and send me the new stuff. But like I said, you run it all by yourself, man. Sometimes things slip through the cracks. But as always, appreciate you checking me out. CP3 live from the lab. DC Sports about the politics. It's not just a catchphrase. It's not just a motto. It's what we do. Renegade 703, baby. Be on the lookout.
Don't get this motherfucker right. Right.
If you ain't a boss, switch your position. They hating me on the low. I cannot listen. I pack your bag if you trippin'. I got me your superstition that you been looking for ways. Get me up off this mission. My grandma told me, boy, watch what you pitching. You stay safe at the base and not what you whipping. They just all in my business. Scotty knows just what a pippin'. Flow like I be ref just to a dentist. Try to do me some good, but they say I'm a menace. We back and forth like it's tennis, and I can't mold out my image. But we can't really change what you already felt, and nobody can say we never did help, never did it to mention. So let's calm all the tension. Let's just show you what's real and just get back to this business, you know. Trying to make a flip up off a quarter P. This is what it is and what it's supposed to be. I've been right here if you ain't noticed me. It's them Southside Squad niggas for the D. We been right here if you ain't noticed me. We been right here if you ain't noticed me. We been right here if you ain't noticed me. We been right here if you ain't noticed me. A rapper step up to me. That be a no-no. I be deaf cause they so-so. WWE. I got the game in a chokehold. Stamp it just like a logo. Just keep it on the low-low. They like I'm back on my mojo. Man, I still be great. Either riding or solo. Used to bag up them Cinco's just to make back that Ocho. Going into OT when I was loving that Coco. Spit it all on some promo. I'm talking tables and photos. Dying for what I love. I forgot about the Toto. Don't become a D-Rust. That mean you breaking the bro code. Man, all of these threats, I might just buy me a fofo. Try and get all of these checks so I don't see you just no more. Man, you rapping ass niggas. I see you done change. Even when I touch my first million, I stay the same. You can't deliver, does y'all know? Fuck this game like a porno. They hearing this like, oh no, ain't from DC, but he go. Trying to make a flip up off a quarter P. This is what it is and what it's supposed to be. I've been right here if you ain't noticed me. It's them Southside Squad niggas for the D. We been right here if you ain't noticed me. We been right here if you ain't noticed me. We been right here if you ain't noticed me. We been right here if you ain't noticed me.
Crank it up, Pedro.
I gotta wake up and go get the bread. I gotta go ahead and clip up this man. She all in her feelings, she giving me sex. I got a slack, sweat on my ass. Count up on a move, that's a digital dash. They been just losing, I'm living these fads. Never go broke cause I got me a stash. I could never ever live in the past. I gotta wake up and go get the bread. I gotta go ahead and clip up this man. She all in her feelings, she giving me sex. I got a slack, sweat on my ass. Count up on a move, that's a digital dash. They been just losing, I'm living these fads. Never go broke cause I got me a stash. I could never ever live in the past. But I dish it like I give it and go. Counting money while I chill at the stove. How I deliver, I've been at the door. It's up to you how business will go. That 36 I get for the look. Count it up, no feelings will show. Spend so much, gotta get it some more. When they hands out, I just give them a no. How they always talk about me, but a nigga stand out. Watch out how you really walk up to me, that's a man down. All these niggas got these drums with them like a band now. I've been doing what I want, that's what you can't doubt. I've been just feeling myself. Do I just really need help? I got my weight up. I be just telling myself I got love for all of my dogs. I take a pay cut. Some niggas really gon' ride. Some niggas really gon' slide. So go say a prayer. We ain't never gotta slap five. Nigga, just pay your tithes and call me the mayor. I gotta wake up and go get the bread. I gotta go ahead and clip up this man. She all in her feelings. She giving me sex. I got a slack, sweat on my ass. Count up on a move, that's a digital dash. They been just losing, I'm living these fads. Never go broke cause I got me a stash. I could never ever live in the past. I gotta wake up and go get the bread. I gotta go ahead and clip up this man. She all in her feelings, she giving me sex. I got a slack, sweat on my ass. Count up on a move, that's a digital dash. They been just losing, I'm living these fads. Never go broke cause I got me a stash. I could never ever live in the past.
the lab. Many can copy us, but none can duplicate us. DJ Jules.
Run, yeah.
That boy Peace, crazy.
No. I was down, now I'm really about to go get up. 10 rounds, now that nigga can't get up. That's what you get when you go fuck with the vision. My money be piling, we don't do division. The feds be watching, I just gotta get up. I was just down, now I'ma get up. Sleeping on me, I bet that they get up. My money was low, but now I'ma get up. Oh, bet that we get up. Pushing this weight, I'm doing sit-ups. I was just dirty, now I got my fit up. Too good for these bitches, I bet they gon' miss us. And I pack a bag if you think that I'm trippin'. I keep this shit brisk, like I'm sip lipped on. Even though niggas don't know what to get on. You ain't shit, till your niggas go and get on. Get you some pack, go make a flip homes. Yeah, I'm stuck in my bad ways. Niggas always being burnt out, so I dip them all in the ashtray. I don't understand these niggas that just always talking about, yeah, they past ways. I don't understand these bitches always comparing me to they past days. I give a fuck about you, you give a fuck about me. I just be rapping for money, you be rapping for free. Feel like that I rap like a god, the reason they call me a G. I'm against all of these odds. Niggas ain't fucking with me. Never know worries of Kuna Matata. They say that I'm hot cause the devil with Prada. I'm Soulja Boy first and these niggas gon' follow. Catching no feelings, you catching these hollows. Ride with Rodriguez like I fuck with Rollo. Ain't got no time when I see this Movado. Bet that bitch shine like I'm in Monte Carlo. Looking at me like I done hit the lotto. Counting your last days, get hit up. Talking that trash, Shay on Twitter. Your bitch, she be bad, yeah, I'm with her. When she see me, her face be lit up. Boy, better go ahead and mind your business. I don't go back and forth like tenor. Run this game, I don't get no finna. But we bout to get up. 10 rounds, now that nigga can't get up. That's what you get when you go fuck with the vision. My money be piling, we don't do division. The feds be watching, I just gotta get up. I was just down, now I'ma get up. Sleeping on me, I bet that they get up. My money was low, but now I'ma get up. Oh.
A few years ago, I told myself I'd be the next big thing in the industry. See, the game is simple. Life has its way to show us that anything is possible. The power of the tongue, which has the ability to be detrimental or beneficial. Was it beneficial? I'll leave that one up to y'all. This is my story from me to you.
You're listening to this song right now, I'm speaking specifically to you. I want to give you my testimony and tell you a little bit about myself, if you don't mind. Coming from nothing but a little struggle and pain. Crazy how we can all turn around for you and change. I done seen a lot of things in the street, no danger to me. Hustling with them niggas that was no good for me, but I never gave up. 10 toes prayed up, thinking about the nights when the opposition got sprayed up. Trying to see a sunny day, all I get is rainy days. Screaming free my dogs and the loved ones who ain't here today. Yeah, I miss you. Wanna kiss you, wanna hug you and hold you, won't forget you. All my life I've been misunderstood. Just a little nigga tryna get up out the hood. And this thing we call poverty, but that's all inside of me. Used to cry myself to sleep, but strong I gotta be. Now I'm on TV, I done made it out the street. Troubled child turned the streams to reality. See, I knew that I would get there all along. Listen to the words of the song. This is my story from me to you. All I wanna do is just give you my truth. All I really want, promise to keep this just between me and you. Just between me and you, yeah. And you can do anything, just believe and get dreams will come true. Who would've thought that we would come up like we did? Running around on Upland Street, man, I never forget. They told us we was bad, always getting in some shit. Breaking windows from throwing rocks, but we was just being kids. And smoking at the park, coming in after dark. Rolling with them, thug niggas, reckless with no heart. Sexing on them, hood rats addicted from the start. Trapping and catching cases, ghetto life is so hard. Coming from a broken home, left me all alone. Neglected as a child with nothing to call my own. But now that I'm good, now that I'm paid, I'm shining, everything is okay. This is my story from me to you. All I wanna do is just give you my truth. I'm giving you my truth, will you hear me? Promise to keep this just between me and you. Don't you tell nobody, no. And you can do anything, just believe and get dreams will come true. So yeah, this is a to B conversation. And with great faith, you can see your way out of anything.